Hello and welcome to Cannabis Network. I'm your host Dr. Sikandar Sidhu, and because today is our first episode, so I wanted to make it about an introduction to the cannabis plant. So this video is for those of you who may be familiar with the word cannabis but want to know more about what this plant is all about. So most of you, when you think of cannabis, you may think of words like weed, grass, bhang, ganja, marijuana, and although it would be correct to assume that all of these preparations or classifications are of the cannabis plant, but it would be incorrect to assume that these are the only classifications or further preparations of cannabis. So to understand better about the classification, let's compare cannabis to mushrooms. Now, is it fair to say that all mushrooms are poisonous? No, we can eat some of them, but you can also not say that all mushrooms are edible because there are those varieties of mushrooms which are proven poisonous for human consumption. So which mushroom is edible versus which mushroom is poisonous depends on the active ingredient inside of each variety. So similarly, cannabis too is further classified on the basis of which active ingredient is present inside of which variety of cannabis plant. Although there are 120 active ingredients, also known as cannabinoids, but for this video, we will only be talking about two of the most commonly used active ingredients, which are THC or tetrahydrocannabinol or CBD cannabidiol. There are other active ingredients, for example, CBD, CBG, CBN, which are also being highly researched currently, especially for their role in pain management, in chronic inflammation management, and especially in cancer management. But for this video, we will only be talking about two components, which are THC and CBD. So THC as an active ingredient is also psychoactive or hallucinogen. So what it means is if you were to consume anything that has this active ingredient THC in it, you may experience symptoms which are also commonly referred to as being high. However, CBD on the other hand is a completely different active ingredient which is not psychoactive or hallucinogen. So if you were to consume CBD products, you will not be experiencing any of the psychological or hallucinogenic effects which are commonly referred to as being high. This is the very reason why CBD has been used extensively in the past couple of years in the United States, in Canada, all across Europe, and it is getting a lot of attention from worldwide because of this very property that CBD does not make you high. Therefore, if you were to drive, for example, or go to work or be in a completely professional setting, you can take CBD products and you will not feel high. So based on these active ingredients, we can classify cannabis into its two most common subsections or varieties, which is the marijuana and hemp plant. The marijuana plant contains predominantly the active ingredient THC, which is why if you were to consume a marijuana plant, then you would get high. So preparations like bhang, ganja, weed, grass, all of these preparations do make you high, because they have this active ingredient called THC, and this comes from this one subsection of cannabis plant, which is marijuana. So on the other hand, hemp is a completely different species or variety of the cannabis plant, which is predominantly containing CBD. But usually the products which are made, at least by American standards, all contain under 0.3% of THC in them. So simply put, if you were to try to get high from a CBD gummy jar, for example, you would have to take a lot of those gummy jars to experience any kind of psychological effects, as they contain traces amounts of THC in them. So, to recap our video, cannabis is not just one plant, and the further subdivision of the cannabis plant depends on which active ingredient is present inside which of the varieties. And the two most common active ingredients are THC and CBD. So cannabis plant can be subdivided into marijuana, which is actively predominantly containing THC, and hemp, which is predominantly containing CBD. So I hope you guys can now appreciate why is there so much more research done on cannabis, because this plant is not just used for recreational or hallucinogenic properties. There are so many wonderful medicinal properties of this plant which can really benefit people who are suffering from chronic painful conditions, chronic inflammatory conditions, cancer, or these debilitatory conditions which go on for so long periods or often are lifelong. So you cannot be on modern medicine which has so many side effects, which is why I decided to start making these videos and I decided to start this channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please click on the like button. If you would like to see more of these videos, we will be uploading a new video every week. So please click on the subscribe button to stay up to date. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to share it with as many people as possible and help us break the myths around cannabis and help people benefit from the wonderful effects of the cannabis plant. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.